All right, good morning, gang. What's up? Um, all right, real quick, we'll go over my disclaimer. You will um, see me probably take trades on my personal account. Don't copy me. I take lots of losses. I take lots of winners. It's your account. Do what you want. This is for educational purposes, so don't sue me if you lose. But if you win, please, I'll give you my Venmo, and y'all can send me some money. Um, but happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Let's see. So these charts, the reason I wanted to jump on here, actually, I had quite a few of y'all say that y'all were really confused on price action and were asking for some help. So I was like, let's go ahead and stream. And Eden actually specifically said, will you stream today? So y'all can thank Eden if this goes well. If it goes bad, he's to blame. All right, so looking at this on the 15-minute, this is more of like a topping pattern to me, but this is only on the 15-minute. And I would say we're at all-time highs. Don't try to short every time that you get a setup, right? I mean, this thing's a runaway train right now, and you keep shorting, trying to pick the tops, you're going to get absolutely smashed. Longs have been the way. Every day we've had, these, I mean, obviously we had Tuesday kind of consolidated and sold off, then consolidated and broke out, and now we're consolidating. I personally think we're going to have another leg up. Maybe later in the day we can see a pullback. Now, granted, I'm going to trade what price gives me. These equal highs up here, they're very suspect, though. They're probably going to get ran. So the first thing that we want to... and also this SMT up here, let's take a look at it. When you're at... Let's look at it from the hourly. When you're at all-time highs, I mean, I don't really want consecutive candle hourly SMT to frame my short. That's just me. You got equal highs here on NQ hourly. You do have a higher high on ES from the 1 to 2 o'clock. So you can frame a short. And then over here you have a high at 3 o'clock on YM. That was higher than the 2, so we do have some SMT here. But again, we're trading at all-time highs. You're gonna try to take a short when we have equal highs on NQ and just hourly SMT on the others. I mean, go scalp it. Good luck with it. I personally want to look for longs, but that's my view on it. But one thing that we'll do. Let's go in and take a look at some projections. So we have, what do we do? No, that's not it. Let me erase these fibs I've got. And I'll look at the questions here shortly. We've got 6 minutes before the open. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, we do have the SMT up here, so I'm going to take the high to low, and I'm going to frame this. It's over the true day open, right? And let me draw this box for you so you can see. There's our bearish breaker right here over the true day open. The midnight candle is actually the breaker. So we're going to run the projections down from that. I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to do my midnight opening breaker, MOP breaker. List that. Then I'm going to go back up to the highs again, and then I'm going to go to the opening price, and then we're going to label that midnight open projections. So we have these. Then we can also see we have a breaker at the digital open. Gonna label this the digital open breaker because the breaker right here overlaps the digital open. And then you can also get fancy and do the digital open projections as well. So Now what I want to do, I want to go down here and look. Do any of these line up with anything significant for me? So we do have the digital open projection down here at -4. We have the digital open breaker at -4 down here at AM lows yesterday. Dude, if we get down here, that's going to be a gift. I could see us coming back down into, this is a bullish breaker here with an order block there, which has some good projections. So, if they do slam this, it's going to be down into here more than likely. We could watch for the PM low to be rated to frame highs. But right now, until they violate that breaker, I'm going to keep my projections on the low side. Now, we don't really have, we got this breaker right here overlapping the digital open, but this SMT to me is just shit. So, you can have this on your chart if you want. You can have it right here. You can call that the digital open breaker. Did it confirm? Yeah, it confirmed on the last candle. So, here's some top side projections with that breaker. But for me, it's kind of a wait and see. I'm in no rush to push a button this morning. All right, let's see. What do we have? Questions? NQ technically one tick higher. Well, relative equal highs, Justin, my man. I would say that those are a pretty good target. Okay, so then I guess that answers that too then, right? So we didn't have SMT with ES then. We only have it with YM. All right, 927's doing some funky work. All right. Let's see, what do we have? And I think we got news at 10 o'clock today. We got consumer sentiment out of Michigan. Sorry. My daughter's texting me. They've been at church camp all week and coming back this morning. Excited to see my kiddos. I've missed them. Alright, so now we have some interesting stuff, but what the hell just hit the tape? Let's go look at this news. Something had to hit the tape, I'm sure. 928. No, don't see anything yet, but alright, so let's go back to the drawing board now, right? So now we have to take these projections that I just spent time putting on. We got to take them off, right? And look, we hit -2 of that breaker. So, yeah. And now we would have, let's see, do we have any SMT down here that's worth the darn? You got 15-minute consecutive candle with YM, so play that on the longs if you choose to. All assets rated Asia and London. So you can technically from a liquidity standpoint see higher, but look at, ooh. I don't see any news hitting the tape either. Interesting. Was anybody in longs? I know some people were. They're going to jump at the chance for a long and short. See breaker, take breaker. TP. Yeah, for me, this is just complete low probability. I'm not risking money on any of this at the moment. Good Lord, just look at this. So if you wanted to frame a short here, it looks like you'd be playing 924. if it confirmed. Oh, and if y'all hear me talk about a setup and you don't see it on my screen, I'm looking at the 1 minute on NQ on my other screen. If I'm on the 15 minute on this one. Yeah, Prince, we have much cleaner SMT now. You got YM doing its thing though over here. This is so at the moment. Oh, well, shoot! I didn't even realize we opened. What the hell am I doing? Well, there's the PD play if you wanted it to go long. It'd be the 910 or the 906 long. Tough for me to want to long that though. It has not hit projections yet. Here's the projections up here, 338. Yeah, so the liquidity on the downside, I don't like it, personally. You do have hourly, though, with YM. That is probably going to send this higher. You got the PD out of the open. That's what NQ's been doing all week. We run down at 9:30 open, and then we rally. So if that's the case, we got 10 o'clock news, right? We need to look for some kind of 10 o'clock continuation, or you can wait for that 10:30. The SMR has been really good lately, or this week, on the continuation plays. I am very content just sitting here chilling until something clean shows up. Let's see, what do we got on the 5 minute? I mean, you got a 5 minute breaker here at 9:05. Again, I mean, this isn't my cup of tea. You got 4 hour high SMT. We've got. So look, when you're trading all-time highs, you need to pick your shots wisely. Obviously, longs are higher probability in my opinion, but they can produce those insane quick drops and stop you out and then rip. But if you wanted to get long, this 15-minute bullish breaker was the play. Came down, tapped it, and took off. Wasn't really paying attention at the moment. Zeus, what's up? Let's see. If there's no play nearby, do you mind going through 818 from yesterday? Zeus, did you see my my review I did last night? So I talked about it, and even in my review last night, when I already knew the outcome, I don't see anything clean to take that. I did not take 818 yesterday, and I also I wasn't trying to be rude, but I think in my video I did say that I know a lot of people took it, but I think they took it just because Tenny said he took it. The only way that I could frame that was you had a breaker, I think at like 7:04 or right around 7 o'clock open. It was the first breaker after Asia low SMT with YM. However, it consolidated for I think an hour and 8 minutes, and then it confirmed at right at like the 8:15ish. So you could frame that. That was the SMT, and so it was the first breaker after Asia low raid with YM. And then if you're playing the characteristics of the news from this week, 830 has delivered higher all week. So I know that's why Arthur took the trade. and that's how you can frame it. To me, though, I thought it was a low probability, so I passed on it, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, and it brings up a good point. Everybody views these markets, or doesn't view them. They read and see markets differently. For Tinney yesterday, that was a slam dunk, right? He was all about it, and that's fine. For me, I wasn't risking my money on it. I mean, it wasn't worth it to me. Um, so you have to have conviction in what you want to play. Because remember, at the end of the day, it's your account. It's either your cash account, your funded account, your eval account. It's your hard-earned money. It's not my money. It's not Tinny's money. It's not, if I'm being just honest, I want every one of y'all to win. But at the end of the day, I don't care if you win. I care if my account grows. And that's how you should be too. Obviously, I'm on here trying to help and educate, and Tinny does the same. But at the end of the day, it's your account. Do not take something you do not fully believe in, because that's the problem with gurus and like signal services. People want those signals because they don't want to face the hard reality that if they take a loss, it's their loss. No, they see a loss that when they copy somebody, oh, I didn't lose it, so now my ego's not hurt. You lost it for me. And until you get over that and start owning your wins and owning your losses, you won't make it as a trader. Yes. Double leverage. Take out 2 or 3 mortgages on your house and full port loan. Uh, oh, wow. Let's see. Well, Pepita, if you saw the trade and you liked it, take it. It's your trade. There's nothing wrong with that. But make sure it's your trade and you understand why. I understood yesterday why Arthur wanted to go long, but I was not willing to put money on it. That's me. All right, so I'll be honest with you. I am. Well, you know what? I'm not shocked. I was going to say I'm shocked that this breaker is failing, but I'm not. I mean, you know, look at the SMT that we have up here. We took London, so if we confirm this 8 o'clock bearish breaker overlaps that digital open, I'm looking shorts, and I'm looking for 10 o'clock to distribute lower. I mean, it's a big if, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw these projections on here in the event that they do form. So we're going to do digital breaker. I mean, it's a big if. But we could target down here into that bullish 15-minute breaker that I talked about with the order block. -2 would be down here. That would be a pretty good target for us to run to. We'll see, though. It's again, remember, we're at all-time highs. So for me to want to short, I really need to see a clean 15-minute breaker. This right here, the none 15 candle, if we close below it, that is a high probability order block, but I want to see the breaker be put into. So ideally, we've got 5 minutes. Ideally, we run down, we close below the order block and the breaker all within the same candle. If that happens, then there's a high chance we're going lower. Girthy Pickle, my analysis is honestly wait and see right now. I framed, I would not be looking short based off what I saw before the open, and I would not be looking long based off what I saw at the open. I thought that the equal highs would get ran on NQ, which they did, and now I'm more. If this 15-minute candle can close lower, and which honestly it might be a good thing for it not to close lower because this is the first 15-minute right out of the 9:30 open, so we can have this candle close as an inside candle to the previous 15-minute, and then the next candle can show us the way. Alright. So, while we're sitting here waiting, does anybody have any questions? You want to talk any technical type stuff or theory or anything? Let's see. My man Zeus is typing. He's probably about to ask if he can move in with me because he lost it on the longs. Zeus, personally, my week's been really, really well, really good. My kids have been going at church camp, so I missed the heck out of them. I haven't talked to my son all week. I've talked to my daughter a little bit through text message. But it's been a good week. On the charts, I did a lot of reflection and reviewing last night, and I have absolutely traded like a dog this week. I believe I'm up 1 or 2 R on the week, and looking at the model that I want to trade, I should be up roughly 14 R on the week. I should have 8 wins and 10 or 11 losses. I'm sorry, 8 wins with 2 to 3 losses, so 8 out of 11, 8 out of 10. And my results were not like that because I let my bias keep me out of trades, and I let my bias get me in some trades, and my bias was not correct. So I've learned this week I gotta trust my data, my analysis, and sometimes just push the button because it's cost me a lot of money this week. So when people, and I always used to think this phrase was correct. You can't go broke making a profit on a trade, right? Or like this week, I just told you I'm up like 1 or 2 R this week, and it's like, oh, you can't go broke doing that. Well, the hell you can't. I mean, I've cost myself like 10 R. You compound that over a month, that's 40 R. Compound that over a year. Now times that by 20, 30, 40 accounts. Ooh, we have one bad week and it just crushes you. So, I went on a tangent there, Zeus. And Pepita asks, when's the stream playing with Dory? I do not know. I've got a call with Dory tomorrow. And we're going to talk about some stuff. So we'll get that planned out. And Acne Man, I do want you to win. Well, Zeus, 1 or 2 R is better than 99% of other people out there, but to be honest with you, I'm not trying to, I guess, compare to them. I'm trying to be the absolute best on these charts, and I'm trying to stack money so high I can't see the top of the mountain. I got big goals for the rest of the year. J-Pow. Yeah, girthy pickle. Session liquidity this week's been pretty nice. All right, let me look at the charts real fast, and then I'll jump back to the questions. There's really nothing for me to do right here. I need to wait and see. We got news coming out in 15 minutes. Ideally, I'd love to get into something before that, but it doesn't look like I will. Soul Trade, you said, hey Brett, talking of bias, I only take time-based trades with hourly SMT plus session liquidity trades. I like the 15-minute SMT protected session for bias, but often find myself taking counter trend trades still. Do you think, because I am using only hourly SMT, I should look for hourly breakers instead? Ooh, no. On that, let me read the rest of the question, sorry. Often find myself not getting a move because those 15-minute breakers hit -2 so quick for me to find an entry. Sorry for the long question. So if you're playing hourly SMT, you want to play 5-minute breakers. That's time frame alignment. If you're waiting for an hourly breaker, you're missing the move. You need daily SMT for an hourly breaker. Okay? You need 4-hour SMT for a 15-minute breaker. Hourly SMT for a 5-minute, and then 15-minute SMT to frame a 1-minute. Now, obviously, when you have session liquidity, that's going to trump a 4-hour, 1-hour, whatnot. So, if it's me and I'm playing the hourly time-based, that 1-minute breaker needs to be over the opening time for me to take it, but ideally, you'd want to find a 5-minute breaker with it. Let's see. Yeah, Elliot, you make a good point. So Bradley does a really good job of taking valid setups per his model. And, at times, like I know earlier this week, someone said he was a pattern trader or pattern trading. And, I can see that at some points because he's so mechanical with his model and his process that it can seem like he's just pattern trading. But he has logic behind the trades that he takes. And if his model shows, he takes. And he does a really good job with it. Well, at the time I wasn't going to defend the person who called Bradley a pattern trader, but I understood what they were saying because I could see it. And to me, the trade that Bradley had taken that day, it was a very low probability trade, and I faded it. But that's me putting on my analyst hat and my bias. And you can see what the bias has cost me this week. 8 to 10R. So I probably should have taken that same trade with Bradley and had a loser. And that would have been okay. Leave my coffee man alone. Alright. So I'm still just sitting here waiting. You've got consecutive candle low down here with YM. You do have the PD play still in play, so well, no, we don't have the PD play. Sorry, hang on. So we do have the PD play, but it's this 1-minute breaker got wrecked. It got did it get stopped out on? Yeah, it got stopped out on both the micro and mini. You would be playing if you were long, you would be playing the 645 bullish breaker on the 15-minute. That's still in play. And with it being PD'd, My target would be up here at like 23,360 level. Let's see, Robin S is 934 now the play. Let me go see. I mean, sorry, to me it's not. 934 is not going to be the play for me. I mean, if you wanted to be long, Robin, you'd be long off. Let me see. Bear with me. I want to find the low here. You'd be playing the 713 breaker. That would be would be what I would play. It would be the PD play of that. I don't like this breaker. Ooh. PD play still in play on the 15 minute. What was that though? Who all was long? Put my house short. Deck crucial. Alright, Matt 8 asks, do we update the midnight open and projection based on the open in London raid week? Yeah, so, I mean, how I do it is I'm just going to keep adjusting these. So, like, for right now, we do have the digital open breaker. So, I've got the digital open breaker projections up here. If we confirm this bearish breaker, then, I mean, this technically wouldn't be over the true day open. But yeah, we confirm this bearish breaker here. Then I would take the manipulation high down to the midnight open and see what that range is to guide. So with these open and projections, y'all, it's I mean, they can change, So I don't want someone to get dead set on, oh, he had this level on his chart and that has to be it. No, the market's constantly changing and we're adapting to what price is telling us. Alright, so this thing, we're talking about, what's the low on that? That 254? I mean, this was a quarter. So if you're in this 8 o'clock bullish breaker, I mean, well, you got stopped out on the micro. The mini, you're still in it. Alright. So, Robin, what I would recommend doing, disregard YM at the moment. I mean, they're more in sync. If we look at the 1 minute, you can see they're more in sync now, but I would be focusing on what ES is telling us at the moment. And also just keep an eye on the indicator. It's telling us right now we got PM low with YM, so I don't know. Yeah, man. I'd love for a TGIF. I would honestly like a run higher, but all right. Anybody regret pushing the buttons this morning so far? All right, DBB. I'll give you 30 seconds and then I'll go in here how to do it. I'm going to show how to do alerts on the indicator. The crucial, you got that ATM printing over there, brother. All right, so let's so if you go in here, you can right click and then you can add alert on session, click it, and then you can go in here and you can do condition, you can do session SMT, you can do high-low break alerts of certain levels, we can do the ICT kill zone, you know, highs and lows, but I've got it on session SMT. And then we'll go in here and we're going to update this as far as it will go, because this does only give you about, I think, 45 days out, and then it goes away. So you go to create, and now you will get alerts every time. All right, so this is what I want to see. I need to update this alert. All right, so I want to see us confirm down here. All right, so this is kind of how you can start to predict price, right? So we know that 1030 typically gives an SMR. So what I'm anticipating price to do is we're going to confirm this breaker and this order block, right? 10 o'clock is going to distribute lower. I would love to see us run back up into this breaker and order block if they're confirmed at 10:30, and then we continue lower. So more than likely I'm going to miss this 10 o'clock expansion, but I'll see if I can catch the 10:30 up here to then continue it lower. Because there's really no confirmation on me to take a short until we get, you know, either the breaker or and honestly, I want the breaker. I don't want just the order block. But that's going to confirm right at 10 o'clock, and I'll miss it. So RSC says, if we confirm 8 o'clock 15-minute breaker, it may be going to the gulag. Yeah, if we confirm that 8 o'clock and we invalidate this digital open breaker, I would agree. Because now we've got the new digital open going lower. Yeah, Ninja, on that indicator, I used to have it to where I'd get every 15-minute SMT, and you want to turn that off. You want to do just session. Alright, what do we have on? I mean, there's really not much on. I'm looking on the 5-minute right now. Let me show you this. So on the 5-minute, I mean, you would need a close down here below the 915, and that could frame a trade. If it closes and you wanted to take a short, this would be a good stab at it. But I mean, you're gonna have to be quick with it, because what's probably gonna happen, you've got 20 seconds, it'll confirm, you're gonna open right on it, and it might bounce up into it, or it might just rip lower if it confirms. I'm not pushing the button on this. I need to see more information. I've laid out my plan. I'm looking for a 1030 trade. But, oh, it's not going to confirm. Is it? Yep, it didn't confirm. It's at a low, 257 to close. Yeah, it didn't confirm, so I wouldn't be in this trade. Rayani, give me 1 second and I will read your question. I just want to see what price is doing. Yeah, I mean, there is absolutely. Did we even create this order block? Let's see. The low on that is 57. The close, yeah, 50. Yeah, there's still nothing for me to do here. And did we raid that low? Let's see. The low on that is 51.25. Okay, so the bullish 15-minute breaker is still in play. So at the moment, it's still a lean long because this breaker has not been invalidated. All right, Rayoni, let's see. So you said, I hear you talk about waiting for the 15-minute bearish breaker to be confirmed, but isn't it also possible to anticipate a potential 15-minute bearish breaker, for example, by entering earlier at a swing point of possible 15-minute bearish breaker? You entered at 9:33 bearish breaker with the idea I was in the swing of a potential 15-minute potential breaker. So let's see, you entered 9:33. Hang on, I'm just going to look at the 1 minute. So the only way that I will anticipate if we have a fair value gap in this leg of the breaker, of the manipulation, and we close below it and then tap back into it, then you could I could anticipate. For me, I'm not anticipating the breaker being formed here. Okay, because I mean, there's a chance that we came back down into this range and we rip higher. So that 933 for me, even looking on, actually, let me go back here. Looking at the 1 minute, I mean, you're entering on this candle here, which if you're fine with the risk, it's fine. But there's nothing that has told us that this high is protected other than your assumption of it, of how you read price. And, there's nothing wrong with that if that's the play you want to take and that's the risk you want to put on. I can't anticipate something like this. Now, once this 1 minute gets confirmed here at 9:38, one could then, as it rallies up, if they wanted to really anticipate it, could sell up in here once you have confirmation that we have a breaker on the lower time frame. That's how I would do it. Yeah, and he's not saying 933 is a breaker. They're saying that that's when they entered on that 933. Okay, did longs just get invalidated here? Let's see, the low 51.25. Nope, still in. Okay, now they're invalidated. Okay, so now all long projections are off the chart. What we're looking for, let me just put some lipstick on this chart. Ideally, we want this swing low validated here. We can play this one, and then that's the order block. We want it closed below. All right, so go back to what I was talking about, how we were anticipating what price is going to do, right? Anticipating 10 o'clock to go lower, and then I want to see us come back up. Let's confirm the order block. Let's confirm the breakers down here, and then let's get a run back up around 10:30, 10:45, and then we can play the continuation lower. That's the ideal scenario for me. And if we go look at the one, let me move this over some. If we look at the 1 minute, I mean, there's really, I mean, you could frame this 957 as a bearish breaker. You got a swing high here, you got the low here, you've got the swing high here, and now the close below. It does overlap with the 1 minute, the 10 o'clock. So you can definitely frame this as a continuation lower, but this for me is I'm not taking this short. Oh, and this technically isn't a time base because we did not raid the prior 4 hour or the prior hour. So this would just be a 15-minute breaker that just happens to overlap with the 10 o'clock. But with it being high impact news, you can take the open as manipulation. So it's an open, high, and then low close more than likely. Alright. Is 924 a valid bearish breaker? Where is 924? Yeah, you can. You could take 924. The better play, though, in my opinion, would be the 919. But yeah, 924 is in play. All right, 59 is a breaker, not 57 though. Let's see. Yeah, 57 would be the little breaker that I was talking about. If 715 confirms, oh brother, my thoughts are short. Short. Yeah, I laid it out a second ago. 10 o'clock distributes lower. We confirm the order block. We confirm the breaker, which overlaps with the digital open. The order block overlaps with the true day open. We confirm this. Then we rally back up at 10:30 to 10:45, and then we roll it over. That would be what I'm looking for. Eden, you are tripping, brother. 57 is a breaker. You have a high right here at 951. Swing low at 957. Higher high at 10 o'clock. Close below at 10:04. That is one ugly breaker, but it is a breaker nonetheless. If you're pattern trading. You have 15-minute SMT up here. So that technically will make this a protected high on the little 1 minute. I'm not taking it, but it is a breaker. Check the highs. Is my indicator making it funky again, like it did yesterday? Let's see the high, 95. Oh yeah. Yeah, Eden's right. 57 is not a breaker, but 59 is. No, yeah. Again, I would not be in this. So you have a high, low, high, same candle. Yeah. Just stay away from it. You could frame 944 as the breaker if you really wanted to be short. How's that work, Eden? There we go. So, hey, you know what, though? Eden brings up a really good point. Really, yesterday I got confused. There was that 5-minute breaker that I don't know if you saw Bray and us talking about at the end of the day. But look at how this indicator, it makes it look, this looks a lot higher than that, honestly. So make sure you're double checking, triple checking these. So, Eden, I will Venmo you. Do I need to send it to your mom or dad's Venmo since you're so young? Oh, J Pal. Ouch.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely more than double your age, brother. There's my boy Bradley. What's up, brother?
Oh, now I tell you what, this is. So there's really two levels I'm watching here, and I'm going to draw this box a little bit weird down here. The high of it's going to be this 8 o'clock breaker. If we close inside this box, this breaker's confirmed. If we close below this, the main breaker's confirmed. But I want to see the order block get closed below and both these breakers on this same candle. So it's doing what I want to see so far. It's just, are we going to be able to get into a trade?
Let's see. Oh, all right, Robin, I missed that question. Let's see. 924 is the original swing high bearish breaker. Should that be the projection? This is something that I get confused. So where's 924? Yeah, I would. So if you're in here, let's see. Did I not have these on here? Oh, I had these projections on that non-breaker. Yeah, so look, this breaker is the leg that ran to taking the liquidity in the SMT. So like I said, I would probably have it anchored down here, though, on that 918, 919 swing low. And that would be the target. But you can definitely have it anchored there. And the reason that this one is down here overlaps with that 830 and also the digital open. Alright. Oh, let's see. Alright, so it's looking like all this is going to confirm. Someone said we got a 1 hour breaker about to confirm. Yeah. So, I mean, this thing is just... look, you could... Absolutely, it was easy to frame and analyze what was going to happen. But this is where, you know, being a good analyst doesn't necessarily mean you're a good trader. We called what the move was going to be, right? 10 o'clock was going to open, we were going to go down. There was nothing for me to get into this move with that I deem really high probability. Now what I'm watching for, so we do have both these breakers confirmed. We have a high probability order block with it confirmed. We're going to put these projections on the chart. So these are the projections that we're looking at. I'm going to go ahead and move that. So our digital open projections. All right, let's see. Elliot, I'm flat. I'm flat. What would have been, let me see. Yeah, it didn't retest either. The 5 minute, the 9:15 5 minute bearish breaker would probably be what would have gotten me short. It didn't necessarily retest it, but it came up within a handle or two on the 5 minute. What I'm watching for now, I want to see us rally up into the breaker or order block, and then we roll it over. And I'll look for continuations lower. Should be. Delta, what play are you taking short there at 73.75? All right, we got a 9.26 short. Well, brother, I get that you took London High short, but what's the play? Okay. Yeah, 9.24 is a good short. Yes, that's what I meant, Delta. So again, want to talk about this, and I know that y'all battle it. You see people taking these shorts, right? Hitting TP, getting paid on sides. I feel zero FOMO. But I know that some of y'all are like, oh, I gotta find a short, I gotta hop in here, I gotta catch the trend. That's when you're gonna chase, that's when you're gonna do things incorrectly. I laid out my game plan when I started the stream, right? I needed to see this for higher or this for lower. Now I waited until I saw what I wanted for shorts. So now I have real confirmation that we're going to the downside with a higher probability, right? So now I also laid out what I want to see to get involved in this trade. So if I do not see exactly what I want, I am not getting in. I don't care if I miss a move. And that's the hardest part for trading for a lot of people, I think, especially in a group that has such high-level traders, because you know that some of these traders, when they say, hey, I'm short, this is what I took, that it's a high probability trade. And then it can make you forget what your plan is. But I've laid out my plan, and I will repeat it again. We got the close. I want to see us run back up into this or into this, and then I want to play continuation. Preferably 10:30, 10:45-ish. What's making? So I mean, the SMT, how we opened, all of this. Now look, I mean, I might, yeah, I might miss a trade, right? I mean, let's go look at the 4 hour. I mean, I really don't think that's the cleanest unicorn that there is, but I mean, yeah, can absolutely frame along. But Eden, it goes back to what I want to see, right? So this is the plan that I'm laying out. If I miss a long, I miss it. My lean is short at the moment, especially with it being a Friday that we've gone straight up all week. Yeah, true, Eden. It doesn't matter if it's clean or not. It's what you, it's the perception, or not the perception, the overall picture, the logic. Ooh, we got ChopX today, huh? Option expiration. If there is a world that we close below Wednesday 2200 candle on the 4 hour today, we got a deep pullback coming. That'd be a 4 hour breaker with weekly SMT. I mean, that's a huge drop though. 200 handles and to close below it. Sorry, I mentioned that because someone asked me how to frame longer time frame trends. Yeah, Christian, I agree with you. That's how I view it too. We have protected high, and we have really pretty clean projections down here. So, I'm short until it tells me otherwise. Let's see. Well, we might not be getting an entry anytime soon. For me, at least. She dropping. So, just looking at the main chat, talking about it being a PD play at 928, technically was not a PD. We had equal highs on ES. None of them rated the high of the breaker. Just from a technicality standpoint, if you're wondering why you didn't catch a PD or see it on the indicator at 10 o'clock to raid the 9 o'clock high, that'd be why. It was equal highs. But the logic for the 924 was definitely there if you wanted to take it. Pepita, what do you mean? You talking about on the 924? Well, no, not necessarily, because this one's a little bit different. I mean, this is major session liquidity, right? If we were taking, if it was like an hourly high, yeah, you want that liquidity taken before. But with this, I mean, I can see why people wouldn't take it. And again, I didn't want to take it. Yeah, no, I know what you're speaking about. But I think this liquidity was much better. Well. I was hoping to see this, run up. I mean, I guess granted we still could. About to get the 10:30 15-minute candle, and then, I said I wanted to see it retest up in here 10:30 10:45ish. See what we can get. No, 948 high is not. And Cavern, in the main chat I just posted that same thing. That I posted that to Tinny on his play, critiquing him. He's driving, he's on his phone. So I said 924 was not PD'd because ES made equal highs of the 928. However, that 944, it did get PD'd here. 10 o'clock rated this high, but this high is not protected on NQ. The protect, you know what? Hang on, I'm on my other chart. Sorry. Let me go back over this. So I just said this 924 breaker was not PD'd because ES made equal highs on this high. YM did not raid this high, but the 948 right here, ES did raid this, so you got a PD play of 944. However, this high was not protected. The 928 is the most protected high. Hope that makes sense. And I posted that on the main chat because I know some people are going to see that and be like, well, it was PD. Well, yeah, so 944 technically was PD. All right, Bradley, let's see. I mentioned the midnight opener projection often in your breakdowns, and I know people ask, so how does potentially hitting 2.5 of this affect your analysis at all? I assume you would have mindset of still major SMT at highs with potential 15-minute 1-hour breakers, so still lean short. Project line up with the PDL. Maybe a good flush out for the end. Okay, so let's go in here and let's take a look. So since there's technically no breaker overlapping that midnight open projection, it's not as important to me. I'm leaning more towards this digital open now, right? So you can see I've got the digital open breaker projections here. I do need to go in and update where's the digital open? We'll update the digital open projections. I mean, look at that. I mean, they're kind of very similar, that 2.5. So this would be my lean right here, high probability, that 2.5 to 2 there. You can have the midnight open projections on here. So it would look like this. And we have not quite hit 2 yet. We're about a tick away or so, it looks like. But you can see how these align as well. So all of them can be your roadmap. And I mean, realistically what I'm doing, I mean, we've got the breaker projections. This is high probability now on the 15-minute because it overlaps that digital open. So this is where I'm targeting right in here with all these confluences here. And then we just let price lead us from there. And look, you know, I think Bradley's question right there brings something really good up. You know, in trading, these aren't definites, right? Like, just because we have these projections here doesn't mean that it's a definite that we're going to hit. The algo, in my opinion, does hit them more times than not, but you have to rely on price. I mean, if we zoom in right here, what do we have? We have lunch low SMT with ES. We have PM low SMT with ES. So we could frame a long here, right? And I mean, this long, even though we're going into 15-minute bearish breakers, hourly breakers,
order blocks, this SMT down here can send us higher. So you have to follow price, and you have to react to it of what it tells you. So if it continues to roll over, figure out if you can find a continuation and take it, or hold your short. If it runs higher, figure out, hey, am I going to take this long? And then you just got to trust it. Let's see, Cavern. At what point 928 became protected? Was it when 924 breaker was confirmed? No, 928 never became protected. Or, hang on. Wait, what are we talking about? Oh, 928 high. Yeah, I mean, from a higher time frame, it did not get protected until the 10 o'clock candle closed and we put in these breakers. Now, this is a protected high. The 1 minute breaker technically gives it protection, but until you have that higher time frame with SMT and liquidity rate, it's not protected. But if you're short, I would just hold on tight and let it just take you down. Don't let this little 15-minute SMT scare you. You know, projections are probably going to get hit. Hopefully it doesn't create any kind of bullish breaker in between now and then to make it easy for you. Yeah, Kevin. I mean, for me to have a protected higher low, it's got to have a higher time frame breaker with SMT, with liquidity, or it puts the odds in your favor that it's protected when those things are there. I mean, again, when we talk about trading, nothing is certain. There's no guarantee that that high is protected. Trump could announce right now something on his Truth Social or Twitter, and we rocket 1,000 points higher, and we don't hit any projections down there, and that protected high is no longer there, right? But the chances of it being protected are probably 80%. So in trading, you put those odds in your favor, right? And it's protected until we get some projections hit lower, or we get SMT with another higher time frame breaker. So that's all you can. That's all you can do. You put the odds in your favor and you go with it. Unknown rain. So, if you go, I'll give you a second. I'm going to show you. So here, I'll zoom in here. And here, you can, so get your fib tool, draw it like that, hover it over the middle, you get add text, and you can go unknown rain, right? And then you just right click, go into template, save as, and unknown rain, boom. And then now when we go in here, I'll right click, go to template, I've got unknown rain. Boom. Pretty cool. Oop. And then you can go into settings too and update, change the color and all that good jazz. But just make sure you save it after. Pepita, good job this week. So, I would challenge you. I don't care that you're up 2.5 R. Want to know, did you follow your model? And did you trade as well as you could? Like for me, I told you, I'm up like 1 or 2 R this week, but it is not a good week at all. I'm very unhappy. So just remember, just because you have a winning trade or a losing trade or a green week or a red week, results, they do matter, but results aren't the end all be all. It's the, did you perform like you should have? And if you did, great. If you didn't, get better with it. Definitely dress in process over outcome. Oh. Let's see, Pepita, how do you go over to that process? What do you mean, Pepita? Like, how do you review your process? And yeah, trading better? Yeah, just review it. I mean, constantly. Like, I mean, I don't know if you watch my reviews that I do, but, I do them for y'all, but most importantly, I do them for me. Because I get to see what I missed, and I'm training my eyes to now see it, and, what happened on price. Like, I'll review this 10 o'clock open. What did I miss? Should I be in this trade? Should I not? Now, granted, I followed the plan that I had, but was my plan incorrect? I mean, that's the only way to get better. And then, like, Jay Powell knows, and I shared with him last night my data on this week of how much I missed. And it's going back in, and if I could trade perfectly, this is what it would look like. Well, why didn't I trade perfectly? Okay, I figured out it was my bias. I let my my analytical skills or analysis skills override the model and its data. So that's something that I've got to correct. That's how I feel this week, J-Pal. But in my diapers, all that profit that I missed. I'm like, why is it not here? Oh. Yeah. I really don't have anything going right now. There is a continuation that you could frame off the 15-minute if you wanted to. It would be this 1037, 1038 swing low down here. Let's see where it lines up with. So, I mean, yeah, these targets actually look kind of pretty good. You've got the -2.5 overlaps with the -2 from that original breaker. You got -4 lining up down here too. Let's see, did we? 2316. What am I? Oh yeah. You know, I didn't even realize that this breaker here overlaps that prior day low. Yeah. Prior day high to prior day low. Pepita, take care, brother. Alright, let's see what we're gonna do here in Q. Alright, so just want to ask, how many people are eyeing to take this continuation, the 1037, if it confirms? If you take it, just have a plan for it. Nice, Robin. Yeah, this would be a pretty good ad, because if you're short up here, you could, roll your stop down into profit. Your read's got to be really well, though, because this high is not protected. But I think the read looks pretty solid right now. Bradley, I love you, brother. You know what? People can call you out because you do the damn thing. A lot to be learned from watching you trade. You take your model regardless. That's a good thing. Make money in the long run. Alright, so I will tell you one thing that would change my view. We close above this 1015, right? That would have me want to look for longs, or I would still be looking for shorts if the right scenario presented itself. Sounds like a Tinder date, doesn't it, Bradley? Someone goes out, they have a great time, and then they get ghosted. So, look, Robin, I'll show you. Like, if you were to add here, which you can. No, obviously you got to add calculator, but if you look here, on this initial short, if you moved it, let's say you added here and this became your new stop, you would have 0.61 profit locked up if you got in on the, breaker retest there and had it perfectly. So then, if you were to take this trade, you could add to it, you could add full position size, right? And instead of taking a full 1R, if this failed, you'd only be taking about a 0.4 risk if it was a loss. But it would give you a lot more profit potential. That's the easy way to do it. Anytime that I can add and move the stop into profit or at least break even, I do it. Like yesterday, 1021, or I think it was 1021. That was a perfect example. I was long from the 930 long, and my stop could be trailed up and moved, and it had just a very little bit of risk. I think like, $500 or $250 risk on it turned into like $20 risk. So could basically get two positions for the price of one. Or you can be like Tenny and just slam, slam, slam and go like triple risk when you have the read right. Yeah, Robin. The 15-minute would be it. And that's why it's not... I said you need to have your read right, because this high is technically not protected, but if you have the read right, then it will be. And right now, obviously, the read is much lower because none of these projections have been hit. All right, now, let me see. So the peeps that trade just nothing but session liquidity, and I know that's you, Robin. What are you going to do if 1021 confirms? Are you going to close and flip? Are you going to close? You move to break even? Okay, you close. Cavern, take care. Enjoy your weekend. Bradley, cover eyes, flip, pray. Yeah. So for me, I know technically it would be a, hey, let's close, or flip, actually. I mean, if you're trade that way. But for me, that London high SMT, new high a day SMT, it overrides that PM low. So for me, I'd probably go to break even and just let the trade play out. Yeah. Whew. Well, price action was looking really good, wasn't it? Nice, just kind of dudded out. I still see these projections lower being hit. I do want to ride it though. So, if it wants to give me a entry. Elliot, let's see. It is daily ranges dividers. Let's see. Where is it this one? Yeah, let me see if I can find it. It's that one right there.
Zeus. Old pattern trading. Well, look, I mean, so that, people can argue and talk about pattern trading. I mean, and someone said it the other day. We all pattern trade. I mean, technically, that short was a pattern trade, right? Session liquidity SMT, breaker, key time. It's a pattern. This long that sets up down here, we have session liquidity, key time, breaker. It's pattern. Yeah, short pattern is pretty right now. Yeah, I agree. I mean, you got to have logic with it. That's the whole thing with trading. Logic. Whew. Anybody following the British Open? Yeah, Zeus. Thanks for joining, brother. So the Open Championship for golf is going on right now, and Georgia Bulldog, Brian Harmon leading the way. Bradley, I agree with you, brother. But I will tell you, those equal lows is what kept me out of that trade. But after reviewing my data last night, I should have been in that trade. Let's see, Elliot. Can you walk me through the conversation you have with someone about trading who doesn't get it? Telling people that these sequences repeat daily and leveraging prop firms. It sounds like a phenomenon that people can't seem to get. When I talk to my friends, for instance, I get there's no way banks don't see this or something along those lines, and I have trouble like explaining it when they don't know what a breaker is. Okay. So, Elliot, hang on. Yeah, I would agree with what Robin said. You know, I used to tell people all the time, "Oh, I day trade Nasdaq." I mean, I never said like prop firms, because I just cringe when I hear people say, you know, I've got $2 million under asset that I trade. No, bro, you don't. You've got 2 million sim funded, and yes, you can make a shit ton of money on it, but um, yeah, okay, sorry, I'm not going to go on that rant. Um, but I learned a long time ago, keep what you do to yourself. Go stack the money. If you're getting payouts, stack it up, and you know, people can see the results of what you do, and then at that point, it doesn't matter if they believe you or not. If they ask you, "Hey, what do you do? How did you get this car or house or whatever? How'd you get your lifestyle?" You could say, "Well, this is how." And then at that point, you have results that kind of prove it. And I don't know. I learned a long time ago it's not worth arguing with people, because I can see day in and day out that these patterns repeat. So there is an algorithm. But I personally believe that this algorithm is coded on human psychology. And human psychology will never change. It constantly repeats. So that's why the algorithm constantly repeats. I personally do not believe that ICT created any of these concepts.
You can go back to the 1980s, Trader Vic, the 2B pattern. That is a false breakout. That is a breaker. He was one of the first ones to ever teach what a breaker pattern is. It's human psychology. What's an order block? It's human psychology. If you go look, and here, this is going to be talking about theory, and I'm going down a rabbit hole because I'm not in a trade. If you go look at the 915 order block, why is that such a powerful level? Why is the opening price of this such a powerful level when we come back up and retest it? Well, everybody that got long right there, long playing for breakouts, they're trapped. Huge banks, huge institutions, market makers, they have basically unlimited capital. So they have to go long there, right? If they go long, well, when they realize there's no more buyers up there or the algorithm's not buying anymore, we roll over. So they're underwater when we come back down. They liquidate and flip their position when we get back to that 915 open. It's human psychology. And then they can flip short. That's why you see these reactions. Well, the algorithm's coded to do that because it's based on human psychology. So I know that's a long rant, Elliot, but the only reason you tell people what you do is coming from a place of ego. At least it was for me. I used to want to talk to everybody about day trading and ICT concepts or the 2B pattern. I used to want to talk about it all the time, and it came from a place of ego because I think I'm important, and and that's not the case anymore. Now, people come to me and they ask, "Hey, what do you do? How did you get here?" and whatnot, and I have a conversation with them. And if you want to learn, I'll be more than happy to help you. But I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to, I'm not going to try to persuade you one way or another. These are the results that I have, and if you like what you see, this is the theory that I have behind it. Like even family now, I have family that knows and understands what I do, and they want to constantly ask about it, like when we're at these other family functions, and I just immediately shut it down. Like, no, Mom, I don't want to talk about this in front of the group. And that comes from a place of ego, too, because they see the success that her son's having or, whatever, and want to talk about it. Keep everything you do close to chest. Alright, after that rant, let me go back in here and read this. Oh, Bradley, I agree with that. You've made more on a 50K funded than people with millions. I agree with that. Yeah, Justin. So the 2B pattern. I've read Trader Vic's book. I think he is phenomenal. One of the best traders to ever trade. He didn't trade algo. He traded human psychology. The algo, in my opinion, is based on human psychology. Just with precision. Let's see. Yep. 1037 is confirmed at 1104. This is looking lower. So there's another good trader, and Prince. I see him in here. Him and I have followed him for a long time. Adam Mancini. He's probably one of the best retail traders you'll come across, and his main setup is the failed breakout or failed breakdown, and all it is a breaker pattern, right? Liquidity sweep, trap people, trap breakout traders, stop out, traders that were with the trend, and then you get in. it's why I love breakers. It's the strongest setup out there in my opinion. Yeah, DeCrucial. He only trades ES. But I mean, Adam's a phenomenal trader, and one of the things that I mean, I've never worked with him one on one, but I did subscribe to his newsletter before I was with ICT Concepts. I learned from him a lot of discipline and patience to wait for your setup. Because if you're playing, key levels for the liquidity rate of it, you have to be patient. You have to wait. Ooh, this is a tough little spot right here, isn't it? You have an 11 o'clock time-based setup staring you in your face right now. What will you do if you took that 1037 or 1037 short and this 1103 prints? Ooh, that's a tough one. And did it print? Let's see. Yep, time base confirmed there. Those are equal lows. Yeah, pattern trade it. Get it, Bradley. Let's go. Yeah, so what I'm watching for on this, I would love, well, I mean, for those of y'all that are short, I mean, obviously I just want you to print money, but these projections up in here would get me up into what I would like to see to short, right? We come up here, tap into the break or order block, and then roll it over. But again, I mean, today sucks. I don't have any trades, but all right, Silent T gave the signal. Full port, long. I'm just joking, brother. I love messing with you. Yeah, I will say this is I think this is going to be a very uncomfortable situation for people that are short. We're going to get a little retrace, and you have to make the decision. Are you okay closing this out on this valid long setup and this thing failing? Because I can also see this time-based fail. It confirms and then it fails quickly. And it goes down to hit these projections. So you have to, whatever decision you make, you need to be very confident with it and be okay if you're wrong. Yeah, Eden, I agree with you. I see it as liquidity being generated to go lower, but still doesn't mean it's not uncomfortable. Oh yeah, I don't think we're going to take the highs. But I was more so saying for the people that got into the 1037 short. Like if you have your high up at the highs, yeah, I mean, let it play out. Maybe go break even. Girthy Pickle, for me, New York AM ends at 12 o'clock. Hey man, I tell you what, I was only looking to stream till about 10:30. Yeah, I agree with Eden. That's why I wasn't gonna take that continuation short on the 1037. I mean, it fits with the playbook. We run up a little bit to
get people thinking long and then 1030 SMR to go short, but which is more of a continuation play. But oh, bro, we're about to make millions off that course. Dude, we killed it. I mean, yeah, they're giving us teasers. You know, we had the equal highs today on London High. We had those equal highs on that long that you took equal lows on that long you took the other day. We've got equal lows here. Dude, they're starting to set us up for it. Giving everybody a little taste of what's to come. We'll be doing live seminars too. Cost will be $1,500 for 30 minutes. 14K, Prince. You could have turned $14 into, I think, $140,000 last August. That's what Bradley and me, our back testing showed. Anytime you have equal low and a breaker, you take that 14 and you full pull it. You go all in, and you go for 2R each time, and you just go all in. Literally 98% win rate. Acme Man, who is that? It actually kind of looks like Trader Vic. Somewhat. Nah regrets. Sam or something. Whew. Elliot, enjoy that workout, brother. Yeah, just getting a little consolidation down here, which might lead to the next expansion. Yeah, I'd love for lunch retrace and then PM continuation. We'll see. I tell you what, gang, I'll go for a few more minutes and then gonna hop off. If y'all have any questions, shoot them in the chat real fast and I'll try to go over it before I jump off. Let's see, are those equal? 86. So, just like earlier today on those relative equal highs, I see, this is definitely just being generated liquidity. Ideally, what I'd want to see is a pop-up rollover. But it's me wanting to get into the trade. Freedom, I'm flat, man. I saw you were in the shorts, weren't you? Your model showed. I take it you took that 924 if I had to guess. Eden asked me, what goals with trading do I have for the next 10 years? 100 mil. Whew. So, I will tell you what my goals are for the rest of the year. Um, and actually, I've been debating if I wanted to say this or not because I'm a believer that we can manifest the things that we want. And when you talk about your goals, you put it out there, and you also have some accountability. Um, so for me, my goals are for the rest of the year. I want to make 500,000 off my prop firms, off my prop accounts. I want to achieve 100% return on my investor account from basically the beginning of July's balance to the end of the year. And then I want to have the setup or the momentum into next year to have my first 7-figure year. Those are my goals. 10 years from now, I don't know what the goal is. But those are my 6-month and 18-month goals. And I want to share. I know it might sound like, 500,000 just from now until the end of the year. That's crazy. Well, realistically, I think my math, that can be done with a 50% win rate, having, I believe, 16 funded accounts, and averaging 2 trades a day at a 50% win rate, risking $200 a trade. Now, I have, I think, right at 20 funded accounts, so I'm underestimating a little bit because I'd rather overachieve that goal than say, hey, I want to make 750,000, and I come up short. And I'm trying to really increase that goal of making it easier. I got about another 10 or 15 funded accounts that are close to passing and being in the rotation. Yeah, Acne Man. I mean, 50% win rate, in my opinion, is low with how we trade. But and it goes to show too, like, I think people, they don't look at the math that much, because if I, going back to like Elliot's point, if I were to tell somebody outside of this group, hey, I'm gonna make, my goal is to make 500,000 trading in Q over the next 6 months, they would say that's impossible, or, oh, you're probably risking so much, where in reality, no. I mean, it's $200 a trade, but if you times that by 20 accounts, we're risking 4,000 a trade. So I mean, that is a lot of money if you think about it like that. But when you only think about, hey, it's $200 a trade, that's easy on the brain. Or emotions or heart. Eden, I'll tell you, I don't think I'll ever get to a point where I'm going to be risking 700 minis. But we've been talking about it more and more. The opportunity that's there right now with trading prop firm leverage is insane. Take advantage of it. But I forget who it was. It was Alden, maybe, in the payout section, I think yesterday or today, said, he's on his 4th payout now with his one funded account. and he's built the process now to where he's going to start to scale. You figure out the process, the money comes. I mean, let's talk about Tinny, right? 6 years, this Joker lost, two, three, $400,000, right? Then year seven, he makes six figures. He makes, I think, low 100,000s from props. Then that next year, you know, a multi-million dollar trader. So I mean, once you learn the process, this literally becomes an ATM machine for you. I mean, look at what the Crucial posted, with Trade Day and Take Profit Trader. I mean, this dude is taking out thousands a day. Once you have your model and the process, it just repeats, and then you can scale to whatever you want. Shit's insane. All right, Bradley. Your goal this year was 100,000. Not even close. Yours had me by the cojones. Lost two funded start of the year. Dialed in the risk management, but stuck in the break-even cycle. To be fair, I haven't lost money either. Bradley, you're gonna hit like Tinny did, right? And I mean, hell, even me with trading these models, you know, everybody goes through the phase of, hey, we're consistently losing. And then you get to a phase where it's like, okay, now I'm consistently breaking even. And then you get to that phase where it's like, oh, this is how you make money consistently. And then it just scales. And then, you're going to go from that break even to making, $100,000 every few months. And it's just going to be like, what the hell happened? How did I get here? And it starts with that process and being disciplined and going through that break-even phase. Yeah, 510. I agree with you. Put stuff into swing trading once you build it up. Tim, you're doing a good job though, man. I mean, hell, you just got your first funded account, then you got your first payout. Then you're doing it correctly. Just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, and like my goal with trading and the money that comes from it is to obviously take that money and you put it into other assets. I mean, such as real estate, commercial real estate, um, swing trades, long term type investments. That way, your money is compounding for you. And, I ultimately want to get to a point where I don't want to trade or don't need to. It's fun right now. It drives my competitive spirit, but, am I going to want to sit here and do this when I'm 50? When I'm 60? Probably not. Prince, I'm not that old yet. We getting there though. What about when you're 40? Yeah. And you young guys and gals, you know, y'all are fortunate. If you're in your 20s right now, hell, even 30s, learn this craft. Don't be greedy. Don't be trying to rush it. If when you learn it, oh, it can change your life. Now, 510. I will say, a good Rolex watch does hold its value. But yeah, cars are horrible investment. Yeah, 510. I'm not either. I do love Rolexes, but I've got a couple of really nice watches, but to be honest, I don't even wear them. Because again, it goes back to that, we talked earlier. When you have that flashy stuff, people, it's, I don't know, I think all ego. You know, why do I have the sports car? Well, I want the ladies to notice me. I mean, I don't have a sports car, but I'm just saying. You know, do I have a $500,000 watch on my arm? What's it for? I don't know. The older I get, the less I really give a shit. Yeah, Acne Man. I mean, the highest partners at Goldman wear Timex. Eden, so I'll tell you this. And his question was, um, yeah, Ben, real quick, that Bruce Wayne Jubilee, whew, clean. Um, Eden, so Eden said the tough part about being young is seeing all his friends having fun while he sits and trades in queue. So I will say this to you. Right now, the skill that you're learning, your friends are partying, they're getting drunk, they're, going and working their job or going to college, right? And they're having a blast. In 10 years, though, they're going to be probably climbing that corporate ladder and working like a slave, right, to get ahead. Brother, what you're doing right now, in 2 or 3 years, you can have the potential to make millions, and in 4, 5, 6 years, you can then tell all your friends, hey, guess what? We're gonna go on vacation to Fiji or Tahiti, and you know what? Don't worry about the money. I'll pay for it. Let's go. Let's just go have fun. So let them party now, because in the future, you can pay for the party, and you can have all of them there, and then they're going to be like, "Damn, you know what? While we were partying, I wish I was doing what Eden was doing." Eden, I think about it that way all the time. All the time. I go on stuff with buddies, and I love picking up the tab. I guess that's an ego flex too, though. But I enjoy having fun with the people I care about. Yeah, Ben. I partied way too hard in college. Wasted a lot of years. Eden, I got you, brother. Robin, take care. Hey, good trading today. Way to trade your plan. Have a great weekend, brother. Silent, did you take the 1037 short, or are you in from the top? Or, better yet, you probably added. I got you. Yeah. So yeah, that was the situation I was talking about. That would be extremely tough, because once this time base sets up, that 1037 high is definitely not protected. The Crucial, take care, brother. Hey, we need to get together soon, man. We live too close. Need to grab dinner or something. Get Tinny back in town and we'll get something set up. He ain't coming back, J-Pal. Yeah, Ben. I probably live about an hour and 15 from Arthur, which is crazy because we didn't know each other before and we met in TOTK. Random world, right? Some little 18-year-old sets up a Discord group, mainly with European people, and two boys from Georgia are in it. Trader Green, I am short biased, but that can flip real soon. The Crucial, I hear you, dude. My kids are out. I think we start back school in like 2 weeks, though. I think we start like August 1st down here. It's crazy. They only had like 8 weeks off. Hey, no, Ben. Now that 11 o'clock time base long, I like that long for a retrace. But overall, I'd like to get short for the afternoon. And if we weren't in such crazy times, I would actually like to hold a short over the weekend. But hell no. So look, J Pal, let me go get this picture or conversation that we had last night. Nah, I'm not even gonna put that out there. Making fun of Zeusy. I don't. Yeah. Unknown Rain. Bestwick lives up in North Carolina. I don't know if he's close to you though. Dude, I haven't even looked at ES. Oh, brother, you going for London highs on ES? That'd be a move right there. Get you some 20 handles from here. That's a payday. All right, so at 10:37 just got violated. Yeah, I mean, this is setting up for pretty nice little retrace up into here. I would say I don't think I'd be looking for shorts at the 12 o'clock, but I think 12:30 we could see a move up in here and then play the 12:30 SMR. Bradley, what'd you ask Riz on Twitter? You know, I wanted to post something to him. You know, he's supposedly been verifying all these traders now, but he had Tanya on there and says that she's a $100,000 trader. There's no way that woman makes money from trading. No way. I mean, I've watched like one or two of her streams and not even all the way through, and she has no model. I don't know. But then again, if you have a 2-to-1 risk reward, all you need is 35% and you can make some money. I like that, Bradley. Oh yeah, she exits positions randomly. I mean, she takes random positions. She goes break even randomly. I I don't know. Whew. I don't want to talk bad about somebody. She's doing her thing. She's making a lot of money from YouTube and all that. So good for her. I respect the hustle. And I don't think she sells anything either. I mean, there's no course that she's trying to sell. So, she's sharing what she knows and she does. So good for her. Ellie, I was talking about Tanya. All right, let's see, Eden. What did you what did you capture me at? Oh God. Oh, so you wrote this today, but I got it wrong. That NQ took the liquidity, and I expected it. Oop, let me scroll up. I expected it not to. Still, the logic is the same. How can I adapt to when I get what I am looking for, but the wrong asset? Am I approaching this wrong? All right. Since the breakers created are still overlapping with key times and were created after taking some key liquidity, the lack of SMT up there tells me it could be PD'd to then give shorts, preferably having... Well, brother, I don't think you... on that, you didn't get it wrong. What you called for happened. But what you need to understand... It was honestly a 33% chance of you getting it right. So, I mean, you got to understand this. So you have NQ, ES, and YM. You're looking for ES or YM to PD that high. So you wanted... So I guess technically you had a 66% chance of it being right because 2/3 of this. Your asset just... was the one that took it. So, I mean, you called it correctly. So I wouldn't look at it as you're trying to get better. I mean, this time it didn't work, right? Well, no, Eden, I wouldn't say you should stop expecting assets to take liquidity. In order for us to get short, we needed an asset to take liquidity. Your plan did not play out. That's all. So just look, and let's look at my plan, right? On this 945 candle, I said I wanted to see this close below the breaker and order block in order for me to take a short. And if this had closed, I would be short, right? Because I knew 10 o'clock would open and distribute lower, and I would be short. I missed it by a couple of handles. It ran up, gave the short opportunity, and then rolled over, right? So I read the market correctly. I just didn't get what I wanted to engage in it. You read the market correctly up here at these highs. You wanted an asset to rate it. You just didn't get what you wanted to get in the move. But you read it correctly. There's nothing wrong with that, with being wrong. Can't hear me? Test? Test? Hello? Okay. Dory can hear me. Eden, can you hear me? Hello? Well, Eden, didn't even get to hear. Okay, Ben, can you hear me now? That's weird. Cutting out for some. Can't hear. Alright, well.
I'm gonna tell Eden. Hello, Eden, can you hear me? Yeah, I'm talking. Okay. I tell you what, I am probably gonna call this stream done. Since we're having issues. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. I appreciate y'all stopping by, and hopefully there was some stuff in there that could shed some light on improving your trading. If you have any questions, let me know. I appreciate y'all, and let's go crush the rest of the day if you trade, and if not, refocus for next week, and let's try to finish out the second half of July strong. Y'all have a good one, and I appreciate y'all. Have a blessed weekend.